Shalom everyone, it's Kol Torah, it's Tuesday at noon, and today we'll talk about the parasha, the parasha that we're going to read this Shabbat, Parashat Ki Tazai, that literally means when you go out. Really in this parasha, we have the Ki Tazai la milchama, when you go out on a battlefield, on a battle war, and on a war, what should you do, what you should not do, and by the way, just a very important thing to note, that the Torah guides and gives direction to even a soldier in a battlefield, what to do and how not to lose his humanity, his ethics, his morals. But I would like to take these first two words of the Parsha and to really take it to a different direction. Ki tazai, when you go out. What does that mean? So let's digress for a second. And let's try to understand what I will call an educational structure or a family structure. We all have some expectations from our children, or if you are a teacher in a school, from your students, that when they are in this framework that's called school, shul, or a house, family, they will behave in a certain way. There are rules, there are regulations, there are times, for example, the students need to sit in a classroom. There are times that they can go and have a recess. Same thing with the family. There are times that when the kids need to sit and do their homework and be with you and be around things that you want them to be around. And then there are times that they can be by themselves if they wish to. So there are certain times for certain activities. And while they are in these activities and this structure, we always try to implement and teach and educate them for certain values that we would like them to have not only when they are in that framework, in that structure, but rather we hope and dream and pray and do our best that they will take it when they leave the place, when they leave school, when they leave the family, and when they go to college, or when they go and basically establish their own families. We wish and pray as parents, as teachers, as parents/teachers, to really that our children will take those values with them, those principles that we taught them, that they will take it to the next level, to the next stage in life. And I think that maybe we can relate it to our parasha. Ki tazai, when you go out, what are the principles, what are the values that you take with you from your original structure, from your original framework? Because really the testimony for great education and for great, what I will call self-modeling, meaning being example for our children, is not when they are next to you. It is not when you have full control, quote unquote, over your children or over your students. When you can monitor, when you can determine, when you can supervise so directly exactly their behaviors. Rather, the great testimony of a great educator and a great parenting is when the children are not under your domain, quote unquote, and under your supervision, and under your direct view, but rather when they are out. What kind of people we help to shape and form? That's what the question is. In our Torah, when it says, Ki tazai la milchama, when the testimony for a good Jewish boy or a Jewish girl is when? Is when they go on a battlefield. What is a battlefield? It's a place of some kind of a situation that the morality and ethics and proper behavior is not necessarily being required or being expected. But from a Jewish perspective, this is exactly the place where your principles, when your core values are being tested. It's great when you pray 3 times a day when you are in a school or in a shul. It's great when you keep kosher and Shabbos and all those good mitzvot when you are in a structure. It's good when you are polite and nice and have proper behavior when you are in a society that expects it. The question is, what do you do when you are not in such a circle? When you are not in a society or in a situation that expect or demand these types of behaviors? This is the question of education. What do we do as parents, first and foremost, and then as teachers, rabbis, leaders, that when we lead by example, when we teach, when we educate, to make sure that this education will last for eternity and last for times and situations where we are not there, to really hold their hands of our students and children and show them the way. And I think that at least part of the answer is us. How our children and students view us when we are not in what I will call formal position. When we are not in a circle of friends that expect us and demand us to behave in a certain way. How do we behave on vacations? How do we behave when no one hears and see what we have to say behind closed doors? We need to know our children and our students sense who we are. We need to know that our children looking at us at all times. And if we want our education and our teaching to last for eternity, we need to know that we are on stage 24 hours, 7 days a week. So Ki Tazai, when we go out and where we allow our children, our students to go out, we always need to remember that the greatest testimony for great education is when our children are not under our wings and continue to keep, maintain, and flourish with the principles and values that we gave them. Thank you.